Good morning, children. Today we will discuss about nouns, and this is the grammar part which is related to your second lesson. Mother, tell us a story. So let us discuss about the classification of nouns today. Before moving, what is a noun? A noun is a word that contains person, place, thing, idea. So coming to the classification of nouns, we have proper noun and common noun, collective noun, countable and uncountable, concrete and abstract. But in this lesson, we are going to discuss about collective, countable, uncountable and abstract. Just let us recall what is a proper noun and a common noun. Proper noun means name of a particular place, person or thing is called as a proper noun. Common noun means name we give in general to all places, things or people, right? For example, Ravi is a good boy. Ravi is a proper noun because we are specifying the name in particular about a boy, right? So Ravi is a proper noun. And what is a boy? Boy is a common noun. Now, let us move into our topic, that is collective noun. So collective nouns. As the name specifies, collective means what? Collection, a group. So a collective noun refers to group or collection of same kind of person, animals or things. Same kind of persons, same kind of group of persons, animals or things. So what is a collective noun? A collective noun refers to a group or collection of same kind of person, animals or things. Now let me give you few examples for collective nouns for people. In the same way for animals and for things. Let us initially see for people. Can you see a group of people standing here, children? Yes. A group of people is called as a crowd. See here, a crowd of people. Crowd is a collective noun of people. In the same way, can you see the soldiers here? An army of soldiers. An army. Army is a collective noun for soldiers. Crew of sailors. Can you see sailors here? Crew of sailors, group of sailors here. So we call it as a crew of sailors. A crew is a collective noun for sailors. Similarly, we can say a team of players, a class of students, a band of musicians, a group of singers, a circle of friends, a caravan of travelers, and we can also say, though I have not mentioned here, a class of people, a crush of shoppers, a troupe of dancers. We can also say a gang of thieves and a board of directors. In this way, we have many more examples. Now moving to collective nouns for animals. Can you see a group of birds here? Yeah. So a group of birds is called as a flock. A flock of birds. A flock is a collective noun for birds. In the same way, a swarm of bees. Swarm is a collective noun for bees. A pride of lions. Pride is a collective noun for lions. We can also say herd of cattle, pack of wolves, brood of chicks, an army of ants, a school of fish, a pod of whales. We can also say a gaggle of geese. In this way, we have many more examples. Now, collective nouns for things. Can you see grapes here? We call it as a bunch of grapes. A bouquet of flowers. A bunch is a collective noun for grapes and a bouquet is a collective noun for flowers. We can say a set of tools, flight of steps, deck of cards, forest of trees, string of pearls, bunch of keys, and atlas of maps. We can also say a constellation of stars, a clutch of eggs, a range of hills, a clump of trees, a pack of cards. In this way, we have many more examples. And one main important point to be remembered, children, please don't get confused. See, 2 points I'm going to tell you. The first one is, some nouns have more than one collective noun. I repeat, some nouns have more than one collective noun. See, for example, we can say a glare of cat, a clouder of cats. A glare of cats, a clouder of cats. See, for some nouns, means cat is a noun here, we can have more than one collective noun. It means glare, clouder. We can use either glare or clouder. In the same way, we can also say a colony of ants or an army of ants. And the second point is, for some collective nouns, see, like some are used for more than one group. See, like for example, a herd of sheep, a herd of elephants, a herd of cows. Herd is the collective noun which can be used for sheep, elephants or cows. Now let us move to the next category. Countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns are things we can count using numbers. So anything that you can count will come under the category of countable nouns. For example, a dog, a man, 3 bags. Now let us see the examples in the form of sentences. See, Ramesh has 8 pencils. How many number of pencils he is having? 8. We can count the number of pencils here. She has 2 dogs. How many dogs? 2 dogs. We can count the number of dogs here. How many friends do you have? Friends. You may have 3 friends, 4 friends, 10 friends. We can count the number of friends here, right? So all these fall under the category of countable nouns. So countable nouns are divided into 2 categories. The first one is the singular and the second one is plural. Coming to the singular form, again as the name tells, single. If there is one and only one person, place or thing involved, it is called as a singular form. A, an and the are used while using singular forms. See for the example, a bus, an orange, the sun. See in the sentence formation, the bird flew away. The bird. We are talking about a single bird here. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. An apple means what? We are talking about a single apple here. Now the next one, plural form. If there are more than one person, place or things involved, it is called as a plural form. Generally for plural means more than one. How many is used to find the quality of plural forms. So this singular is changed into plural by adding s, es, ies at the end. See few examples I've given there. Singular cow, match, lady. Plural cows, matches, ladies. S, es, ies. I have added this to change the singular into plural. Now coming to the next category, that is uncountable nouns. Again, uncountable. Uncountable means we cannot count. So uncountable nouns are things we cannot count using numbers. They usually do not have plural forms. For example, if you see, can you count tea? Can you count water? Can you count sugar? Can you count salt? No, we cannot count tea, water, sugar, salt. Now let us see few examples in the sentence formation. This news is very important. I love listening to music. Have you got any rice? See children, can you count news, music, rice? No, we cannot count news, music and rice. So now moving to the next category, or before moving to the next category, let us recall once again. So far what have we learnt? What are collective nouns? What are countable nouns? And what are uncountable nouns? So what are collective nouns? Collective nouns refer to group or collection of same kind of person, animal or things. And what is a countable noun? Countable nouns are things we can count using numbers. Uncountable nouns are things we cannot count using numbers. Now moving to the next category of nouns. Abstract nouns. So something that you cannot perceive with your 5 senses is called as an abstract noun. For example, belief, love, pride, happiness, etc. All these fall under abstract nouns. So this abstract noun is a type of a noun which does not exist as a material object. So it cannot be perceived with your 5 senses. Like you cannot see it, smell it, taste it, hear it or touch it. So this can be a thought of or felt. abstract nouns can be thought of or felt. For example, see children, an idea is a thought, a happiness is a feeling. And these abstract nouns, they also refer to qualities, actions, and state of being. So what is a quality? Kindness is a quality. Action, laughter is an action. Beauty is a state of being. So all these fall under the category of abstract nouns. Simply we can say, in short, abstract nouns are words that name ideas, feelings, experiences, qualities, and concepts. Like we can also give examples like ability is an abstract noun, friendship, joy, beauty, trust, truth, strength, skill, all these fall under the category of abstract nouns. So these abstract nouns are often made by adding a suffix to an adjective. They are also made by adding a suffix to a common noun, adding a suffix to a verb. Let us initially see about an adjective. See, white, honest, brave, kind. So for white, honest, brave, and kind are the adjectives, right? So whiteness, honesty, bravery, kindness. In the same way, adding a suffix to a common noun. Like brother is a common noun. Yes. So brother is a common noun. Brotherhood will be abstract noun. Child is a common noun. Childhood will be abstract noun. And mother is a common noun. Motherhood is going to be an abstract noun. Friend is a common noun. Friendship is going to be an abstract noun. Similarly, by adding a suffix to a verb, behave is a verb. Behavior is an abstract noun. Free is a verb. Freedom is an abstract noun. Lose is a verb. Loss is an abstract noun. Speak is a verb. Speech will be an abstract noun. Now let us see a few examples in the sentence formation. He is a man of dash. I have given a hint as strong. He is a man of strength. Dash should always be avoided. Waste I have given. Wastage. I have dash to welcome you. Please is the hint. Pleasure. So simply, an abstract noun can be described as an idea, quality, concept, thought, or an experience. So children, now I would like you all to do a small activity from the lesson Mother Tell Us a Story. Please write down few collective nouns, countable, uncountable, and abstract nouns. Thank you so much, children.